Okay, I'm not going to record you, just the voices. Okay, you guys, I'm back. I have a YouTube channel, and I often teach about ostomy, so I have two nurses with me.
Virtual nurse. Is it okay if I turn on the camera?
She's not changing her ostomy right now.
Oh, okay. I'll come back. Okay, thank you.
Oh, that's the virtual nurse.
Yeah.
she could have stayed, but that's okay. Now I set up, but I didn't. I should have set up all the way, but since you're watching the ostomy change, I said, well, let me show you what I do step by step. Okay. And so now this is called. I'm quite sure you know this is called barrier. You set it here. My bags are pre-cut, and I don't know. They don't tell everybody about the pre-cut bags where they measure your stoma, and then your bags come pre-cut so that you don't have to cut them yourself. And so lots of times output can seep under, so that's what this is for. You can either use this, you can use the paste, or you can use ostomy tape. And so what I do is I set it there. Some people will put it around their stoma. I like to set it right on the hole, and then I take my finger like this, and I pull it around. This makes it easier. Mine tend to leak on the left side. Well, to me, the left, but the right side. So I try to put more over there. I don't really like the paste. And so that's it. Okay, so that's the prep of the bag. And then these are what they call barrier extenders. I didn't know if you knew that. Some people wear their bag just like this, but then you will get a leak, okay? So the barrier extenders, you put it around the bag once you get the bag taped to you, and it brings it out like this.
Okay.
And so I rarely get leaks.
Nice.
You can have a blowout, you can have a leak, that happens, but for the most part, I might get a leak once a year, and every leak that I get is my fault. Me rushing, doing something crazy, not paying attention. Okay, so now we're gonna go, second important thing, this is M9. Have you heard of this?
I have.
This takes the smell away. I'm quite sure there's a stigma associated with ostomies because they say they smell, which they do if you don't use deodorant. And everybody don't have that luxury. Fortunately, my ostomy supplies are paid for 100%. I donate to hurricane victims. That's my charity. We have ostomy closets around here. If someone has an emergency, I will help with that. If someone approaches me and say, I need some supplies, I'm running short, I'll always donate. But for the most part, my main donation is whenever there's a hurricane in the United States, I will pack up a 6-month supply and send them because mine is paid for 100%. So I send M9, I send barrier extenders, I send bags. Some of the other things I do not send unless I can spare them.
Right.
Okay, now this is an ostomy belt. They send us these every month. So you have your new belt, they're washable. I have 1 million of these. So whenever I'm out in public, like the hospital, I always bring a new one. Okay, the second thing, these are remover wipes. These come in handy. See all this mess from the tape? Oh, this removes all the tape and stuff. So I use them for this, and I use them for the ostomy bag. So that's our first thing. I have 4 of them here, but usually I just go through one. Have the bag prepared for that. Okay, so what I do is I take the adhesive remover wipe. Okay, I open it up. Okay, and I'll be lifting this up. Okay, and as you see my bag, I've removed my belt. And my bag, after about 3 days, it starts to get a little wonky. Like I said, in the summertime, I change every 3 days, sometimes every 2 days, depending. But for the most part, in the wintertime, I can go, the highest I've gone is 14 days. Actually, they prefer that you leave it on longer if your peristomal skin isn't irritated. And you'll know when it gets irritated because it will itch.
Yeah.
And it will turn red. So you'll know in advance. If it gets irritated, you want to change your bag sooner. If not, you leave it on as long as you can. So what I do is these come full of juice. This comes in a spray also. I prefer the pouches. And so what you do is you put it around your barrier extender. You just pour it. And then once you pour it, and usually I won't use and my stoma is high. Most stomas are down low, but mine is up high. And see how easy it comes off? Okay, I might have a little output. Now, another thing is a trick to the trade to keep your peristoma skin looking nice. Zinc oxide, and there's two things that contain zinc oxide that we use. I use Head and Shoulders shampoo. I didn't bring it with me, I forgot. So I can go a week without it, or 3 days without it. And this is dry, okay? So, and these can dry out if, this is just an old pack. Okay, this one's ready. Okay. Oops, and I do have a little output here. Oh, will you? Yep. Can you? That's what I forgot. No, I don't need the gloves. I just need some of the.
Towel?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not really active. That's just because. And of course, I know you've seen output before, but so I just basically wipe it.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It does.
You obviously take very good care of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, that's zinc oxide. That is your secret. One is that, and then the other is Flonase. And I usually don't wear the glove when I'm changing because I wash my hands,
Yeah,
of
we
course,
don't wear gloves when we
after.
go to the bathroom.
Yep. But the thing is, it gets in the way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. Where's my washcloth? I had one. What did I do with it? Oh,
Sit
here
down.
it
There
is.
it is.
Okay, so usually I will have my my Head and Shoulders, but I'm just gonna wipe it. Yep. So you wipe around it a little bit, and I'm not active right now, so I shouldn't have to worry about it. But it will. I call it, and we name our stomas. And the reason, you've heard
I
that.
have.
Usually women name theirs after men, and men name theirs after women. And you can only imagine, I named mine Oklahoma. I wanted something very unique, and then having roots in Oklahoma, I said that would be the perfect name, so it's unique. Okay, so you take your pad, and then you wipe your the stickiness from around it. Stomas will bleed, and it scares and freaks a lot of people out because they're very sensitive, but because they are numb, you cannot feel the stoma, so it doesn't hurt or anything, but it will bleed easily, but that's just to show that it's healthy. The stoma should stay pink. Around it, of course, you see the blackness, but the skin looks pretty good for me, I think.
Looks very good.
Okay, so then I wipe it, and then they say only crust, they call it crusting. They say to only crust when you have irritated skin. I crust every time that I change my bag. I call it it's just taking care of the skin.
Yeah.
And what did I do with mine? They used to give us Cavalon, but here it is right here. It's called Simply. So what I do is, this is medicated powder, and I put it around it, and I put it around heavily, and then now my nurse has said, don't rub it in, but I do. I rub it in like that, around it, as close as I can to the stoma without getting it on the stoma, and then I blow it. I blow the loose powder, and then I leave the rest, and to crust it, what you do is you take this, and you just pat it around it, and this is crusting. Once it dries, it's like a crust, and that's what protects the skin as well as your zinc. Okay, I'm almost done, you guys. So you let this dry a little bit, and thank goodness I'm not active, and I usually take the washcloth and I'll wipe, around it, and I go all the way over. And as you can see, my stoma is up high, usually it's down low. So I'm one of those fortunate ones. I can wear jeans, any type of pants that I want because it's up so high. Okay, so then now's the time to put the bag on. So what I do is I line it up. We check the skin and everything. Everything's dry. And mine is more of an oval shape, so sometimes I have to kind of squeeze it in. So you put it on like this, and the bag, a lot of people will use a hand dryer or a blow dryer to make it stick. Because some people don't use the barrier. I have to have mine because my bag doesn't stick. Sometimes it will, but it's going to leak if I don't use these. Here's a trick. A lot of people don't show you this. Remember how you peel it and you try? Just pull it.
Okay.
Pull it like that.
That looks much easier.
And there you go. And I always start on the side where I tend to have more problems. You lift up your little belt loops, and then you come. I like to come all the way to the edge because it's going to extend out. And then I pull it, and there you have it, right there. And then you just lay it down, and that's going to stick regardless. Okay, then my second spot, I come over here to line it up, and these do overlap. They tell you don't use all four, but since mine are free and I get enough for a month, I use all four, even with the overlapping. Okay, so we have this one right here, and I hope I didn't go too fast.
No.
Okay, now the third one, because of my breasts, I have to do all this because it comes up so high. So what I do is I bend this down a little bit, set it in the middle, and then I overlap it just like that. And then this one right here. And it looks like I did it sloppily, but it's okay. You know, sometimes it's not smooth. And then the bottom one, this is the one I could actually just about skip.
Okay.
I used to would cut like just a piece, but I just go and put the whole thing because it's just double. And so then, okay, this is where the breasts come in handy because I can do that. And then I come, and I do have stoma covers. I have one here, but I haven't used it. And I watch out for the belt loop because if you cover that, you're in trouble. Okay. Alrighty, so that's on. And then this one right here. And there you have it.
Cool.
So this doesn't look the best because usually, I take my time and get it all, but there it is. So it's on.
Yeah, it's definitely covered.
Okay, now the other thing, and we're just about done. This is the M9, and you only need like 2 or 3 squirts.
Oh, you put
The
it
bag
in.
will not smell at all.
Okay.
Now, if you ever get a leak, the air will come, and because the filter, I don't cover my filter, so it'll filter. So if I get a leak, I know it because it'll be a slight odor, and it's basically like gas. It's not like,
I didn't notice anything, even changing it.
Yeah, it doesn't
works.
smell at all. So I usually just put 1, 2, 3, 4 squirts. And that bottle that I get, that'll last well over a month. So I have just tons and tons of it. And I use my own little bottle. This will last me about 2 or 3 weeks, sometimes even longer. Now, another trick, lube. This is baby oil.
Okay.
I just use plain baby oil. And what this do, I'll put 2 squirts in there because it'll keep the output coming out.
Okay.
And then I always line the lip with just a dot of the baby oil. And what that does is it keeps this clean. Otherwise, it'll stain and whatnot. And when it does that, then it's hard. You have to wash it. And why do that when the baby oil will lube this? And you just take a piece of toilet paper and wipe it. So you close it, 1, 2, 3, and then you use this. I use a chip clip or a bobby pin because these sometimes malfunction. I've had the bag open up. And not ever in public, but I've had it happen like outside in the garden. I was embarrassed and I was there by myself.
Right.
And then everything come flying out and I'm like, oh my God.
No warning.
Done. That's it. So then I do my cleanup. You're so welcome. So that took it took us 14 minutes, but it shouldn't have taken that long. I was running my mouth. Then I put my belt on. Yep, so you just clip it in, put it around your waist, and that holds the bag to you nice and snug so you won't get any type of problems, no leakage or anything. And it feels good on you when you have this on. And then my covers, which are homemade, you just slide your bag into the cover so you have that for extra protection. And if you want to wear your stoma out, some people go to the beach, you can swim in these, they're waterproof. You can shower. I like naked showers. I take my bag off altogether,
Yeah.
pop a marshmallow, that stops the output.
Are you serious?
So that gives you about a good hour. So if you want to get in the tub or if you want to take a shower, nothing will come out.
Wow.
Nothing. So that's another
cool.
trick. Just wanted to show you those tricks or tell
I
you about those
appreciate
tricks
it.
of the trade.
You're clearly doing it.
Yep. So if you
job.
ever have to
Yeah.
change one, then you could pass that information
For
along.
sure.
Some people just don't know.
Yeah.
And some people do. You know, I'm quite sure you've learned other things regarding.
Right.
The
Maybe just
ostomy.
the basics.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's
And that's
having all
good.
hands on.
That's good. My
Mhm.
niece was in nurse. Well, she's still in nursing school, so they taught her the basics. But she has me, so
Yeah.
basically, I'll
She'll
be
be all
telling
set.
her different things. But you know, your wound nurses, they go more in depth
Yep.
with them and whatnot. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Awesome.
But I'm glad that they teach you guys and whatnot.
Mhm.
And it's good to have that hands on and watch someone who does it.
Yep,
So,
exactly.
yep. But mine is permanent. You know, I have the Barbie butt. I know you've heard of that, where they sew your butthole shut
Oh.
and all that. So my butt. Think of a Barbie doll. That's what it looks like. Yep. And so that's it.
Awesome.
So and I love it. I mean, it's so much simpler in
Yeah.
life. I don't have to worry about bathrooms and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some people are double ostomies, and I'm quite sure in teaching they taught you why people have ostomies. It's not just because of Crohn's, cancer, or ulcerative colitis, gunshot wound, stab wound, impaling.
Yeah.
Some people are born with birth defects.
Makes
Uh,
sense.
and anybody can wind up with the ostomy because you hear people, I'd rather die. You don't know. It saves your life.
Right.
That's the only reason you're getting it. Is
Yeah.
because you would die if you didn't
Right.
get it. So therefore, people need to learn more about it,
Yeah.
learn about it, learn how to take care of it. And most people, once they do learn, they're okay with it. I know
Right.
I am. I love it.
Right.
I
It's
love
nice to
it.
hear positive stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people are so negative. People have done all kind of things because they thought it was the end of the world.
Right.
And some people don't want to listen or take the time to learn.
Mhm.
Okay, I know you guys are busy, so I'm gonna let you go.
No, that's
But
okay.
it was good
I
talking to you
appreciate you
about it.
taking the time to do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I hope it
You're
helps
doing
you,
great.
and I
It
hope
did.
that it'll help someone else.
It
Pass the
definitely
information on.
I got new
Alrighty.
tricks of
Okay.
the trade now.
Alrighty,
Thanks,
thank you
hon.
so much. Okay,
Thank you.
Sabrina and Amaya.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep wanting to say Malika. Okay, bye bye, you guys. All right. Okay, guys, I'm gonna end this. So you got to hear Q teach about the ostomy. I helped someone today, so hey, I'll be doing it up, y'all. Alrighty, I will talk to you guys later. May God bless you all. Bye bye.